What is cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. Welcome back to your post-match instant reaction to what we felt about the game that you just witnessed. That was the Juventus victory 2-0 over Udinese at home, obviously against Udinese, but really an important game that Juventus really need to win to continue on the path to really hopefully claw their way up the table. 3 more points. They are level with points with Atalanta, but Atalanta's still 2 games in hand, so we still have a way to go before we can really start to feel good about a top 4 finish. But anyway, I've prattled on long enough. With me today, as always, is my guy, Alejandro Fancello. How you doing, sir?
Good. We won. So good.
I wasn't sure. I'm trying to get a feel for exactly how you would react to this match. There were some positives. Some players that I usually think very little of had some decent games. And then there were some. There's a big lag in the middle of the game where I felt like I was just waiting for somebody to do something, somebody to create something. It got a bit boring, if we're being honest. But boring can be good when you're winning. At least that's I feel like part of it with me when you bring in a guy like Max Allegri, it's kind of what you want a little bit is a little bit of boring. You want that 1-0 victory or 2-0 in this case. I'll go ahead and cede the floor a little bit to you. What were your thoughts on the match that you just witnessed today?
It was, I wouldn't call it. It was a routine win. Which, like you said, you usually associate with Allegri. Like, we came in, I don't think we gave anything away besides a dangerous header at the end and Rugani, ducking under the ball at the end.
Yeah.
Other than that, we were in total control. We were good on the ball, but the flip side is we were very slow on the ball, and that's why we created, close to nothing, basically. What we created, we scored. Basically, so that's the, for me, that's the, how do you want to call it, the more negative side of the win, because if you dominate possession that much, I think you should be creating more, because if you, again, I'm not saying we're dominating display against Milan and teams like that, but when you do, you need to capitalize more, and I think that's the downside to the game, basically. I'm not going to be negative because we won, and we won cleanly. It's just that, like you said, there was a gap, especially from, I would say, from the 55th minute up to McKennie's second goal, basically. It was like a training session. There was no intent from both sides, basically. Very strange, very weird.
It was an emotional swing during that however many minutes it was, because there's part of me that was almost resigned to the fact of when's it going to happen? When's the equalizer going to come? Even though I didn't really feel super threatened by Udinese. It was they looked a little bit better than they did in the first half. But at the same time, I never felt that sense of dread of I know what's going to happen, but I was a little bit on edge of anything could happen. We could have an own goal or something, something like that could happen by the end. But luckily, after that McKennie header, we felt pretty comfortable and were able to, smooth sail it out from there. One of the comments the topics that I really want to talk to you about was, let's see, there's a few of them. First off, let's just get the elephant in the room out of the way. Paulo Dybala and his performance. He had a good performance, but following that first goal, at least I thought he had a pretty good performance. Following the first goal, there was obviously a reaction there. It was. He looked at the board. He looked directly at the members. It was, to me, it was an "F you pay me" look. And that's what I've been using that term a lot for some of the goals he's been scoring, because it's felt that way to me. It's felt very I'm doing what I can to prove it. Maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not shining as much as I could, but I'm doing what I can. And this, So what did you take? What did you take from that reaction? I know you made a comment about it on Twitter.
Yeah, the main thing we should be taking away from it is that we were right. It's not even close to be done. Otherwise, if it's close and if it's only bureaucratic issues, so basically just waiting until the agent can sign a piece of paper in Italy, then you don't stare down your owners, the guys that are gonna pay you. If that's the only issue. Mm-hmm. So going off that, what Dybala did, we can take to the bank that there are more issues than just bureaucratic issues. So let's be real. I don't care what people say. Even the best journalists, just use your brain. Like, if it's just bureaucratic issues, he's not staring down the management. He's not doing that. So there's something out there. It was, I'm not gonna say, like, I saw people saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Maybe, but like at the end of the day, we tried to ship him out many times. I get it a bit. It's still strange. I didn't expect it from him. Let's say that. That's what I want to say. Like, I didn't expect him to do that. I really didn't. I was kind of shocked. Yeah. Because at first I didn't see it. I just saw it after replay. So yeah, I'm a bit surprised that he did that. But it gives us an insight, basically, in the whole situation, that it's not done. It's not close to being done. There are more issues.
Well, and the one thing I can take from it is it's very personal to Dybala.
Yeah.
This isn't just a business matter. This is a very personal feeling. It also shows, to me, it shows how much this is a weird way to look at it, but to me it shows how much he has invested in the club and how much he loves about the club. You go ahead. Is there breaking news that you want to go ahead and get out there?
They asked Dybala for it, and he said, I was just looking for a friend instead. I invited a friend to come to watch a game, and I was just looking for him, which, well, he looked angry. I don't know.
I was going to say, I wish I had a soundboard ready. I'd use the Maury, that was a lie. Whatever sounder. That's exactly what I would use in this moment. I don't believe it. I'm not buying it. It's, to me, there's just so much. We talk about it day in and day out. I feel like I've been talking about the Dybala. Well, I have since the channel launched. We've been talking about his renewal, and it's been a pretty common occurrence. The only issue that I wonder is, like, it almost feels like, and I could be wrong. Because there could be other factors playing into it from the other side, as in, I don't know how much is that should be put on the agent, and I know that's the story that likes to get floated out there right now. The George Antoine, or whatever his name is, however you say it correctly, that he's, I think the term was a fake agent, and I know Agresti said that, but I also know there's some things that when it comes to the media that what gets out is what the club wants to get out. Their story is what's going to get out. And I see a lot of that right now. I see a lot of that developing and kind of like the feeling that I had, which I feel like Juventus is right in doing so, because you look at J Medical, you look at the players that fill it up on a regular basis. You look at it's great to have a player like Dybala, but it's not going to do Juventus any good if he's hurt every 2 weeks and he's missing, big matches. So I understand them maybe reevaluating that situation. I just feel like maybe it's definitely been taken at a bit of a more personal level, and maybe a little bit less professional by each side.
He also said there was a lot of news and a lot of things happened. I prefer not to talk about it. So again, like, I respect Romeo because, well, he's the best out there. Yeah. But, like, you can think for yourself, and, like, come on. Mm-hmm. Like, this is not normal. It isn't. Yeah. So, but yeah, it happened. Let's see. February. So we'll need to wait till February. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it's one of those things too, where I just think, and this would be my final really comment on it, it's just more of a, when it comes to this kind of topic and this kind of situation, it's both sides can be right. Both stories can be correct. And it can be literally, issues from both sides. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll continue on. This is more. Let's switch back to something a little bit more game based, and that's kind of something I wanted to say. I forgot to mention earlier when we were talking about basically the match of how it played out. It's not a game. It's not a pretty game. It wasn't a game you'll go back and watch probably. It's not a highlight reel game, but it was a game that some important pieces played well, and some important other pieces contributed. Also, especially given some of the injuries we're dealing with and all that. What did you make? Because you commented as well about Bianconeri having a pretty good match today.
Bianconeri was, for me, was the best player on the pitch, the most consistent player, in my opinion. Because he played well, but he disappeared in moments of the game. Like in that spell we talk about it, he wasn't really that active. Some flicks here and there, but Bianconeri was very consistent throughout the game, very good. For one, so I need to credit him.
He was
to him.
He was all over the place. He was saving possessions. Like, there's so many times that I was like, and I did not see that happening. I'll be honest, and sorry I interrupted you, but really I was going to say I had already preloaded my Bentancur has a I forgot about this player game because I just expected it. I expected it's either him or Rabiot every time. But I got to give him his props. He was good.
Yeah, he was very good. So you need to credit him for that. Other than that, I don't think there were real standout great performances. There were standout bad performances from individuals. One of them was Kulusevski. Like, he needs to hit the gym, man, because he is very soft. Like, he's very soft. Like, he isn't pasty, so he has pasty. He has no pace.
He is pasty. We can say that. That is true.
He has no pace. So, like, if you don't have pace, at least be good at defending your position, the ball. And he got bullied. Like, I don't know how many times in the first half. It was, at some point, it was just embarrassing. He was losing everything. Yeah. So he gets subbed off, which was okay. And Allegri brings in, I don't know, his brother, I could say. Yeah. Like, it's just the same thing. Like, on the ball. Like, I cannot believe what like, same for Kulusevski. I'm not just singling out Bernardeschi here, but like, he got in positions Kulusevski didn't. Okay, fair play to Bernardeschi, but when he gets in those positions, it's comical at this point. Let's be real. Like, and he gets angry with his teammates he runs the ball out of bounds, and he gets angry with McKennie, who was free. He was waiting. Yeah, it's just mind-boggling that people try to convince me that he's actually good. He isn't good. He isn't.
Wait, which one are we talking about, Bernardeschi or Kulusevski right now?
Bernardeschi. The only thing Kulusevski has going for him is age. He's 21. Yeah. Bernardeschi's 27. He's not gonna learn. This is Bernardeschi. He's gonna stay like that. Period. He's not gonna change. His decision making is not gonna improve somehow out of nowhere. It's not happening. Yeah. Technically, he's not gonna improve. It's what it is.
Now that you talk about it, I do kind of get this feeling now, and it's starting to like develop. And I was gonna have this take later, but it does feel a lot like Bernardeschi and Kulusevski are kind of like two sides of the same coin. Like, you flip one out there, and you're getting the same kind of performance. You're getting the same exact kind of. They're both right now lacking having their own footing when they get into a match. They don't exactly know how to be utilized in the best way. I'm happy right now though. That at least well, I guess you don't know that you have another option to really replace one of them with, but at least you have Dybala back and healthy right now. Otherwise, I can only imagine what if you look back a couple weeks ago when Chiesa and Dybala were both out, and then now you're stuck with this. Yeah. It is what it is. One thing I like to say, too, I'd like to say is Kulusevski he really just reminds me of a baby giraffe. And that's really what he reminds me of. Just like a newborn baby, doesn't know how to run yet, doesn't know how to do things. Like you said, he really does need to get in the gym and just put on some muscle. Something where he can actually bully people down low a little bit instead of be bullied like he is every time. You can't be that lanky and not have a little bit more, for lack of a better term, girth to you.
No,
it's the only way I can look at it.
Just picking up again, I will just quick throw it in there. Dybala said also, the club has decided to move the renewal talks to February, March. I don't know. I have nothing to prove to anyone. I'm at the coach's disposal, and I do what he asked me to do. And then he also said, too many times when we go up one, we tend to defend more. We don't play well. Like I don't care what people say. It's not perfect between them.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. Two more topics I want to say, and then we'll get us out of here with this instant reaction of what we had to say. I'm trying to think which way I want to go first. Let's just go ahead and hit the nail on the head. Who actually got my invisible player of the game was kind of Morata today. Or you could say Moise Kean as well. They're both kind of the same today. What did you make of their performances? Or at least Morata to start with. I had Morata and Moise Kean.
Yeah, Kean was awful. Let's be real. No. Okay, no, I take it back. He wasn't awful. He wasn't good. Like, it was just...
It's just not working.
It's like he's anonymous in the things he needs to be doing. So that's that. Morata, when he comes on, he links play better. Like, he can actually hold up a ball and play to the left, right, get the team moving up more. So I think he did well. Cuadrado should have crossed him and I don't know which moment was it. If Cuadrado just put in the cross immediately, I think Morata scores there.
Yeah.
So the runs were okay, but Keane, it's not working. Like, I don't know what it is. But I said when we signed him, I don't. With Allegri, I don't see him as a 9 in this team. I just see him more playing coming from the left, which, to be honest, he also isn't doing well this season. But I think that's his position. So that's why I think they're trying to bring in another striker, because they want to move. I think they realize it's not going to work. Could
they utilize him especially given Chies's absence, because like he was really utilized on the wing, right? When he was at PSG, isn't that the way they utilized him? I didn't watch a lot of PSG, so let's be honest. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But one thing I looked at is why don't they, if they could utilize him more as a winger, would that work out a little bit better for him? Maybe, is that what you're saying? If you bring in another striker, then you can move him back a little bit, or how are you looking at it?
Yeah, just him coming from the left. No, winger. It depends on how Allegri will set up. If he plays a 4-4-2, he's not going to play Keane there. But I don't really see him as a true number 9 in this team. Like it's not really working. Like, let's be just honest about it. It's not working. It looks very clumsy. It looks very, I don't know, like like he just got there.
He was
for the
never
first time ever.
He was never great at any point in the beginning of the season, but at the beginning of the season, I at least I had a feeling that, like, hey, and I used the term killer instinct a lot. Like, I felt like this kid would go out there and he was going to try and put the effort in. Now I don't see I kind of don't feel like I see the effort out there. It just seems like he's running around waiting for the ball to come to him, and then he'll try to do something. It kind of gets. It almost feels like in practice or training that they're working on everybody else but him, and that he just does whatever. Like, you do what feels right. That's the kind of the feeling I get from him. He feels so disjointed from the rest of the team almost. That's the kind of feeling. And then finally, I wanted to talk a little bit about let's see. I mean, if you want to go into who was your, I guess we could talk about the worst player of the match today. Who would you really give that today to? I think you talked a little bit earlier.
It's probably Kulusevski. It is.
Yeah. I guess it would have to be. Yeah.
It's what it is.
And then, let me see, there was one other thing I really want to talk about. I hope I'm not going to just let it slide by me without before we get in and out of here. That's what I wanted to get into. Really just want to talk about, obviously, the second goal scorer, Weston McKennie. Back-to-back matches, he scores a goal. We get on this little bit of a wave when it comes to him of some good performances, quieter matches. He also was injured, obviously, at the end of the 2021 year, so we didn't see him a lot. But is he starting to get his footing in the Allegri system? Is he starting to be a guy that can really be utilized by Allegri?
Besides, forget about Locatelli, I think he's his favorite midfielder out there, because he actually is the only one. Again, Locatelli cannot do that because he's playing in that 6 most of the time. Mm-hmm. But he's actually the only, and even if he's not playing in the 6, he's not that type of midfielder. But he's the only one who can make that run into the box. He reminds me of Khedira in that regard only. On the ball, he's not Khedira on the ball. But in regards of making those runs into the box, he's very good at it. His problem at times is that he misses too many. I think even today he had a good header. I don't know what he really did. Maybe he expected the defender to intervene, and that's why he missed that. But I think he had 3. Then Bernardeschi, when he just needed to lay off and he walks it out of bounds, like he made 3 to 4 very good runs into the box. And the goal, again, same for Inter. Like it's like he can find the weak hole, because he runs into the box. But it's like he can pick up those positions and those weak holes, or those weak elements in the defense, like nobody else in our team. That's the reality. On the ball, you need to limit him. Jesus,
you're good.
You need to keep him off the ball as much as possible. In terms of real build-up play, like you can play 1-2 touch, like he can do that. He can string a few passes here and there, but like if you ask him to play those vertical passes, like real game-changing passes, basically, then it looks very ugly. Let's be real. But I'm very happy with him because he offers something we don't have.
Yeah, as long as he can be utilized as like that quick strike kind of guy, when you start crowding the box and thing like that, that's really the moment where he really shines. Otherwise, if you're just having him play like a typical midfielder role, he may not be as useful. But yeah, I'm thankful for his obviously his performances lately. Unfortunately, the way the last match didn't end up reciprocating that for him. Hey, that's really all the main topics I really wanted to talk to you about this match. Any other kind of final thoughts before we got out of here about this match? Anything else that you want to look forward to going into the future? Right now, obviously Juventus are sitting at a better spot when it comes to the table. I know you still kind of are saying, "Yeah, I don't want to look at the table. I don't want to do any of that stuff." But it's something we have to talk about a little bit. Okay, moving forward with what we have, let me pull it up right now. Next match we have up is, of course, it's a Coppa Italia match, so that would be against Sampdoria. But then, of course, the next one's a big rematch against Milan at Milan.
We need to win that.
Do you think
it's not that simple, but
yeah,
to put it in words, we need to win that.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially given the performances as of late right now.
Then we have Atalanta 2 games later, I think.
Mm-hmm. That looks like
3 games later. I'm not sure.
I've got it right here. We got Verona, and then you have Atalanta. Yeah. Valentine's
you need
Day.
to win that also. I think it's kind of obvious what I'm saying, or it sounds obvious. We're behind, but game by game, we need to win that. Do we think we're gonna win in Milan the way we played yesterday? No, because we create close to nothing against a team who are very bad, or they're just not good. Again, that's not our problem. That's Udinese's problem. Like, we play what's in front of us, but we need to beat Milan. So let's see. It's a week until now. They have no game midweek because we play preseason friendlies during the season. So that's why we have a game before the Milan game, and they are free.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not going into our favor. But again, what I liked about today was just on the ball. Technically, it was much, much better.
Yeah.
Maybe we got a lot of time from Udinese, but then again, maybe it gives the players a confident boost that they actually can play clean football if they want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at least we'll look to Sampdoria. Got to win against them again on Tuesday to continue on to try to get at least one trophy, hopefully, sometime this year. Even though, I'll be honest, trophy is not really at the top of my must-needs right now. 4th place is really what it is, but we'll see what happens moving forward. That'll be it for us in our reaction today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, as always. Like I said, if you liked what you heard, if you didn't like it, I don't care. Hit the like button anyway. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're very close to hitting 2K, 2,000 subscribers, and we can't thank you guys enough for all your continued support with the channel. Also, if you haven't, consider joining the member squad. All the members that you see during lives are the ones that are the guys who have the badges next to their name. They're the people that help. They really help keep us afloat. That's why we're able to do what we do each and every day. So make sure you consider joining that as well. We'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.